Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition.
Opposition, please proceed.
On this measure. This seems to be a turf battle between the towing companies and the boot guy. And there's got to be a better way than to put these guys out of business. I read the bill. I read the language. If someone's parked in my driveway, and I wanted to put a boot on that vehicle and they're not supposed to be there, I can't do it. There's got to be a better way for private landowners who have a parking lot and want to penalize people who are not supposed to be there. Maybe some more regulation. I mean, this is what gives Hawaii a bad name when it comes to overregulation. We're going to put 13 families out of business. 13 Palolo boys out of business, Mr. Speaker. And the kids who do this work remind me a lot of my sons. Young, in their 20s, got a lot of brawn, and they're trying to do the best they can to make it through life. I've had my car towed. I've never had my car booted. It's no fun. These guys, neither of these groups are popular with our constituents. Tow guys aren't popular. The boot guys aren't popular. There's got to be a better way to find a middle ground. There's got to be a better way. If there are abuses taking place, it seems to me that we're rather sloppy in addressing that. Just say, well, throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's got to be a better way. And I don't think we found that better way in this measure. We're going to put people out of work today. And I feel bad about that. We're going to put people out of work today. Yeah, it's unpopular what they do. Other things are unpopular as well. But we're going to put them out of work. And I don't feel good about that. And if there are abuses, we should have, in the last week or so, figured out some sort of regulatory framework to address that. It's not that hard. I could come up with one in an hour in my office, trust me. But we didn't. We just said, we're going to put you out of business. But we did make it available to the counties if they want to go around, and if the county decides to boot people. If you've ever been on a Discovery Channel, they got this show, Philadelphia Cops or whatever. They actually drive around looking for people who have, just checking them out. If they have unexpired tickets, they boot them. Now, we're going to open the door to that for the counties to raise money, but we're going to put the private guy out of business. And those families who are depending on paychecks to survive, we're going to take their livelihood away. I don't feel good about that at all. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, members? Representative Fale.
Mr. Speaker, in opposition.
Opposition, please proceed.
It's good. The words of the representative from EVA are right on. We're just going to take away the livelihood of 13 guys right here tonight. Bam, just take it away without working with them, without talking, discussing, you know, what can we do? These guys put food on the table and pay their rent with this job. I can't believe it. Tonight we're just going to take it away from them if this measure passes. These are guys who are struggling to make a living, just like everybody else. Just trying to get by. And with the swoop of the legislature's hand, we're going to take away the way they make a living. Maybe unpopular, maybe we don't like it. Should we do that? Mr. Speaker, I think there should be at least more discussion before we're going to take away the means that these guys are putting food on their family's table, Mr. Speaker. I think this is a very bad way to go about doing this, and I think there is definitely a better way to do it.
Thank you, Representative. Further discussion, members? If
Speaker.
Representative Ward.
Speaker, in opposition.
Opposition, please
A
proceed.
couple of brief comments. You know, nobody likes tax collectors, but we don't outlaw tax collecting. Somebody's got to do it. I don't think anybody really likes to get their car towed. They don't like booters. They don't like towers. But it's got to be done. And what we've done, instead of regulating the industry, we've chopped its self. We've chopped it off. at its knees. We basically said, you can't do it. Well, no, let me back up a little bit. We didn't ban it. We just said, if you do it, we're going to charge you $100. If you read the bill, it says anybody who does this, and they shouldn't do it, but if they do it, we're going to charge you $100. From my reading of this bill and a little bit of research, booting can go from $75, $200, $300. So in a way, the unintended consequences, and I spoke fondly of entrepreneurship earlier, there may be an entrepreneurial few out there that the price of booting may just go up and they pay the $100 and they still make money on it. So we may be punishing our constituents by raising the cost of booting. At the same time, I know there's a substantial amount of income that the University of Hawaii gains by booting. And you know this body and the Senate is not very fond of giving the university a lot of money, particularly at this particular juncture. But if we take this bill and pass it, they can't do booting anymore. And they're going to come to us and ask for more money. So my point, Mr. Speaker, is that we've taken this and said one big broad brush stroke does it all. We'll just ban it, and it'll all take care of itself. And I think there's going to be a lot of unintended consequences. I would say, not prophetically, but I know for sure this thing is going to be on the floor next year. It's going to be refined. It's going to be where all the horror stories about so-and-so or whatever happened, because I don't think it's going to go away. This is a technology. This is a way of what otherwise driveways and other people have never had a chance to really get parking enforced. And on a small island with over 1 million cars, this is going to continually be a problem. So, Mr. Speaker, this is not a good way of approaching solid policy. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative